seem very high. Interesting. Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Mana Talk. Mana meaning mystical power. Polynesian thing. And talk meaning use your words. It is August 30th, 2025, and this year is just rolling right along, man. It's just moving. I wanted to show you guys something that I used to watch when I was a kid. Back in the day. Some of you might get this, but not that guy. But it's just good to see this and hear it. This is the kind of stuff we were raised on. American stuff, patriotic stuff.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. The USA was just starting out a whole brand new country, and so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble and tells what those founding fathers set out to do.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union,
establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers all sat down and wrote a list of principles that's known the world around. The USA was just starting out a whole brand new country, and so our people spelled it out. They wanted a land of liberty. And the preamble goes like this. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America, for the United States of America.
That is fucking awesome. I mean, I gotta tell you, that is just freaking fantastic. To the hilt. I'm trying to stop this next one. But Schoolhouse Rock used to play great, amazing, extremely educational and realistic, truthful information about just the general basics of this country. And it would give you an idea of where you're at, where you're from. It'd give you pride and dignity and honor. And it's just something that you never really see from the Demoncrats. I've just got to say, those people, they want to burn the flag constantly. It's just crazy. It's just great. Demoncrats, and yes, there are a few Republicans, of course, and I've already talked about that. But I think the point of this is just that we need it back. We need to get out. Just play it again. Just play those again for the kids. Let them understand where they're from, where they're at. To ride around. When I was a kid on 4th of July, I remember we'd have 4th of July and we'd be riding around with our bikes and we'd put flags all on our bikes, American flags, not from Israel, not from Ukraine, not from anywhere else, just American flags. And we'd be cruising around and we'd be just so proud, so happy of where we're at, eating big, gigantic barbecued cul-de-sac or, housing tract, wherever I was as, I was kind of raised in city / country, or San Diego, Orange County, California, Los Angeles. And then Hawaii was God, 4th of July in Hawaii was insane. We used to have fucking firecrackers, not fireworks, firecrackers that were just lit up everywhere. And I'm telling you, towards the end of the night, like 11:30, 12 o'clock, you still hear some fireworks here and there, bottle rockets, all kinds of fountains going off and all kinds of stuff every once in a while. But there was this haze of smoke everywhere. It was so crazy. And you could smell it. I loved it. Sulfur. This burning sulfur. I used to fucking dig that shit, man. But anyway, all I'm saying is I think the Republicans are far more nationalist type people for their country than Demoncrats or whatever think of. It's pretty apparent. And if you think I'm wrong or if you don't agree, then come on my show and we'll have a debate about it. But that could play tons and tons of information and videos and emails and tweets and stuff about the Demoncrats and how they really have been trying their hardest, along with the deep state and the globalist predator class, to destroy this country so that, the BlackRock and the World Economic Forum and Vanguard and Chatham House and all these NGOs and these entities out there that can come in and clean it all up. And that was the goal. The goal for the Demoncrats was to basically destroy this country. And if you disagree with me on that, come on the show and I'll talk about it. But I have all the proof to show it. I've got I'm close to 800, probably more. I just lost count because they took this channel down. The tyrannical, authoritarian, Orwellian 1984 type, what was that? Big Brother community guidelines crap, right? The thought police. I was trying to warn people not to take the mRNA Fluvid-19 vax. That was, from my perspective, once they said it was completely indemnified, I'm like, why the fuck would I want to take that? I'm not seeing any tests, and they're just bringing this out of nowhere. And I tried to warn a bunch of people, and I got taken down for it. And after appeal, a bunch of appeals, I finally got it back. I think it's because of Trump. Maybe some things changed with YouTube. I'm not exactly sure. But I just got it back a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago. So for 4 years, this channel was down because I was trying to warn people of the World Economic Forum, the corporate governance. Go to their site. Just go on the website. You'll see corporate governance everywhere. And you'll see the DEI and the corporate equality and exclusion and all this other shit. Both fucking nuts shit. And I was just warning people left and right. Me and my ex-wife, which at the time was Stevie from Red Economics. Stevie, all I got to say to you is hope to God that sometime you'll get back, because your voice was special. You're beautiful. You were great at your research, and you had just a gift of gab on YouTube. It was impressive. This chick, if you guys know who I'm talking about, if you've been watching the show, since I've been on since 2017, we used to do shows together, and then some things happened. But besides that, I just think that she could really make a big impact and difference to this day. And I'm hoping that hopefully someday she'll just take a deep breath and go, that's where I want to be. And then she'll do it. And I think, I'm praying for her. I mean, God bless that woman. Hopefully she'll get back on. Anyway, besides that, I just want to say that I'm going to kind of shift gears here and go to what the heck, excuse me, what in the heck is going on with this tweet that was out that everybody was talking about on X, and it was about, where's Trump? I think it was, Trump is DEAD. I mean, this is what everybody was talking. Everybody was saying this. Everybody was mentioning this. It was just kind of crazy. I'm like, wait. So, and then I kind of looked into it, and I was hearing a bunch of people talking about this. And I'm like, wait a second. And let's just see. So I posted this. Let me just check here. I think I reposted. Let's see if there's a reply here. Get to that real quick. I'm going to jump into my Twitter, which I know you guys love my Twitter. It's just so exciting and fun. Right here. How in the fuck did Bill Gates get his weasel, slimy, genocidal ass into the White House? That's the biggest question. And what's really odd is the next day all of a sudden Trump's gone for a few days. And I don't know if he's back. I've seen a few tweets, but I haven't seen him at all. I haven't seen him on TV, on any of his meetings. I mean, what's also interesting, and I think, is his last cabinet meeting was like 3 hours and 16 minutes. And it's on YouTube, it's everywhere, that he just went over fucking, I think, just everything from every department. Like he was going to go on a vacation for a long time. Let's get all this handled, let's get it out, let's get it fixed, let's whatever. And then he was gone for a few days, and then we got a few people out here just going, what the fuck, man? How would you describe Donald Trump? I put golfer. He's a good golfer. He's also a good businessman. He's 1,000 times better than Biden, that's for sure. I don't care what any of you say. I've done my research. I've talked to people that have been to Mar-a-Lago, good friends of mine. The guy's not who you think he is. He's just surrounded by, sometimes, which they're still weeding out. Weeding. And I mean, it's like raking through the grass in these turds, these dog poop that's out there that's still stuck in the lawn. The crap, basically, that's still, slithering underneath some rocks in the administration. Not really in the administration, but in these departments. And they're starting to expose them and get rid of them. Oh, man, that's so good. Arizona iced tea. I think it's all sugar. All right. But let me see. I think I got it. RFK is doing his thing, but he's still pushing some weird vaccine. This guy, I think, Howard Lutnick, had the entire Federal Reserve down, no longer allow it to fix. Yeah, I agree. Right? Commerce Secretary Lutnick, Feds, Lisa Cook refusing to resign. The crook always says, I'm not going anywhere. That's true. Right, and there's Lutnick right there, who I think is a mole, because the guy's been to Davos a bunch of times. And he's kind of committed with them, and I'm concerned. I think he and Loomer have a connection. Plus, he's hung around with Jeffrey Epstein, or was his neighbor for 20 years. Not a good resume, not a good portfolio, in my opinion. I don't know if Lutnick was the greatest pick. I know Rubio wasn't the greatest pick. I'm happy with RFK Jr., some things that he's doing. He's being a little nice. He doesn't want to ruffle too many feathers. I get it. It's the first year. We're about 3/4 of the way in for the year. Tulsi Gabbard's on a fucking rampage, just throwing out all kinds of stuff about Hillary and Obama and Russia, and now it's called Obamagate. You guys are hearing about that for sure, which I think is good. Get it all out there. We know it was bullshit. We all knew from the very beginning that it was bullshit. We all knew all these people that came out and said it was real. It was bullshit. The dossier, just Clapper and Brennan and Comer, Comey, and just a bunch of fucking assholes. I think they should be in. Oh, here it is right here. I'll get to this later. Something about some drones and stuff like that. Let me just go back. It says huge RFK kicked off a full-blown investigation into the medication transgender. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just nuts. It's what they're doing to these children is just, it's heinous. Heinous. And I went through this a few videos ago, and I said, look, I don't know if I brought up this part, but in so many other countries across the planet, a lot of the things that are in our foods, the chemicals, the poisons, the carcinogen, and you just fucking name it, all kinds of shit, is completely and utterly and absolutely illegal in so many countries. You compare, let's just say, England or Italy or a bottle of ketchup, right? Over there has like 4 ingredients, 6 ingredients, or whatever. Over here it's got like 14, 22, just so much junk, so much bullshit. And it's all a methodical system to deteriorate your body, to make you sicker, to destroy your immune system, so that Big Pharma can come in and save the day with all their medications and all the shit they've never, ever cured. They've never cured a single disease. Does anybody know that? They've never cured cancer. They've never, nothing. They just have Band-Aids, 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 and they get more expensive. Oh, this is one of the persons that was removed recently. Let me just see what Clayton is saying here.
Well, something big is happening at the White House right now. The purge is on.
Hold on. Political stars to drain operations. I don't know if that's a billionaire. Maybe. Okay. Let me see. So Camus always said, I'm going to read this because I think this is important. Bill Gates exposed secret operatives inside the CDC, Health and Human Services, and the National Institute of Health, removed by RFK Jr. A political earthquake is rocking Washington as Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. begins his monumental Drain the Swamp operation targeting the heart of the federal health bureaucracy. The target, what insiders are calling a corrupt vaccine cabal, for sure, that has operated unchecked for years, allegedly under the influence of billionaire Bill Gates, which, yes, that's basically what's happening in that regard. For the first to fall, CDC Director Susan Monarez, who has reportedly identified as a key collaborator in this long-standing regime. She is now out, along with 4 other top CDC officials, and this is just the beginning. The termites are scattering, absolutely. And, of course, mainstream media had a big celebration and them going out with a bunch of people doing high fives. I'm out of here, leaving. Well, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. But here's where it gets wild. She was told to resign and refused. She then allegedly defied direct orders from Secretary Kennedy to fire other big pharma swamp monsters. This is a stunning case of insubordination, obviously, at the highest level. The plot thickened when Monarez hired a powerful D.C. law firm who issued a statement claiming she has neither resigned nor yet been fired. Okay. Hey, by the way, you're fired? And then somebody... this is the fucking... It's just so... The biggest word for the Democrats, it's synonymous now. It's synonymous. It's called delusional. Democrats delusional. Democrats delusional. Right? Oh, it's so good. One of my favorites. Just the sugar is getting to me.
Did you know that Death Eater Bill Gates had secret people?
Crap. The lawyer accuses Kennedy of weaponizing public health for political gain. Oh! Again, the Demoncrats. The pot calling the kettle black party. All day long, all week long, and twice on Sundays. That's what they are. Completely and absolutely. Her lyric is, but where was the concern for scientific integrity over the last 3 years? There wasn't. It was just about their science, what they told you, even though the data spoke or revealed the total opposite. Masks didn't work, lockdowns didn't work, 6 feet didn't work, and it got to like 12 at some point. I remember an interview with some reporter, I think it was Face the Nation, I don't know what the fuck it was, but Kamala Harris is, I don't know, like 15 feet away from this other reporter. She's asking questions. The camera's going way over here, and it goes way back over here. It goes way over there. It was like a tennis match. It was just retarded. And that's what they were doing. I mean, they wanted the mandate for everybody to take the genocidal bioweapon. But I chose not to. And I think I helped a few people not to do the same. Sadly, I tried to warn Jimmy Dore several times. I don't know. Maybe Stephanie didn't like what I was saying. I spent about $120 in super chats trying to warn that guy, but he took it twice. So that's all I got to say. Some people were a little ahead of the game before they were. I know Ryan Christian was ahead of the game with American Vagabond, Last American Vagabond. I know definitely Whitney Webb was ahead of it. I know Jason Burmis was definitely ahead of the game. Derek Brose was definitely ahead of the game. Now, I'm not saying I'm in that realm, but I am saying they were ahead of the game. We were all kind of in the same place. Sadly, a lot of my stuff got taken down. I was restricted. I was suspended on Facebook. I can't even count how many times. There was actually an occurrence when I was talking about COVID-19, and instead of using the word methamphetamine, I'd take that word out, methamphetamine, and then I'd put in COVID-19 as that was what the symptoms and the reaction and what it does to your body and all that stuff. And it's still up to this day. Anything you could say bad or frightening or horrific about the flu-19, you were fine. But once you started to point out that it was just kind of like the cold, and once you started to point out that the PCR tests were bullshit, then you were hit hard. I mean, it was just, every time I tried to show that the PCR test was totally inaccurate, that basically if you had, what it did is it would test in a sense, depending on the cycles, and I'm not going to get too detailed on the whole entire process, but what it did is it basically would test if your immune system would rise, if you had either an infection, some kind of disease, or something that was threatening your body would automatically produce a higher level of immunity, like automatically. And then it would pop positive, depending on the cycles that it's testing for, which was, I think, 26, 21, and then they raised it to more, which made it easier for it to pop for anything. So if you were just having a bad day and scared and just depressed, you would probably pop positive for fucking COVID. That's basically what was happening. And I proved that unequivocally, and I proved it everything with what I was doing and all the shows that I was doing. And I was on top of this. And I showed who Carrie Mullins was. Carrie Mullins was the Nobel Prize winner who invented the PCR test that at the same time, who mysteriously died in 2019, I think July. Very odd. He was the guy that could have proved that the PCR test isn't what it's supposed to be. There was videos I was putting on. I think I still have them, saying that that's not what you use it for. And he would have came out and said, whoa, what are you guys using that for? I mean, I was going to go to Hawaii in 2020, but the sad part is I couldn't go to Hawaii in 2021, because I had to take a PCR test, and I had to be in lockdown, or, they had to put you in, I forgot the freaking name of it. But you had to be confined for a certain amount of time, and then if you got your test, you have to have it within 3 to 5 days. And I said I can't get it in 3 to 5 days because they weren't testing that fast. It was just a pain in the ass. I mean, it was this close. Steve and I were about to go to Hawaii, and that fucking whole process was just a bunch of bullshit. And it was intentional to destroy, to demean, I wonder what things would have been like if we would have made it there. That's all I'm saying. But what I am saying now is their entire goal of COVID was to keep us separated, polarize us, keep us against each other, mass depression. You know how liquor stores never closed, Fast food never closed. Never closed. And I mean, fast food is the healthiest shit you can eat, right? Which it's absolutely not. It's all seed oil and bullshit. And by the way, RFK Jr. Hey, bro, RFK Jr. What happened to the tallow? They're still selling the poisonous seed oil, which is, and we know this, and you should all know this. Anything I say, my perspective, my conclusions, my theories, or whatever, or anything I try to divulge or present to you, you're welcome to comment and say, hey, you're fucking wrong about this. Or can you prove what you're saying? Or just leave me a comment and I'll be glad to send you my information. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. Easy Monotalk on Facebook. Twitter is Monotalk too, I think. But it's all listed in the contents or the content of this video on YouTube, in the description, all that stuff below. Let's kind of read on here. Let's kind of read on. I'm kind of going on a tangent here. Her lawyers accused of weaponized sanctions terror. RSV vaccines for infants approved with the warning: don't give it to any infant if your infant's allergic to it. COVID stance mandate for pregnant women with 0 prior trials on pregnant women. Yep, 0. A relentless push for mass vaccination. Yeah, it was. Manipulated mosquitoes, take fake meat. This is all
people or plants hidden in the government pushing his vaccine agenda.
They accused Kennedy of rubber stamping reckless directives. That's rich. I mean, seriously? Him? The only thing they've been rubber stamping for years is pharma's profit margins, for sure, with zero regard to the millions of lives impacted by their reckless policies. This is a war for the soul of American public health. Kennedy isn't just firing bureaucrats. He's dismantling a captured regime. The purge has begun. The swamp is fighting back, and the entire nation is watching, for sure. Yeah, I just can't believe that fucking Donald Trump allowed Bill Gates, the Auschwitz Nazism Aryan eugenicist, genocidal maniac, Bill Gates, to get anywhere near the White House. That's just baffling to me, and it's probably one of the biggest mistakes he's going to make. I mean, look, Jeffrey Epstein files was kind of a debacle, but I understand that he's not going to do that now, because he knows there's some people out there that are copies, and he's going to see if they get desperate and throw them out first, which they're not ever going to, because all of the judges that were appointed by Obama and the grand jury, in the grand jury trials that were out there that they wanted to expose, they're saying no, we're not going to release it. Right? So Trump kind of knew that. The Demoncrats definitely know that. They're still saying to release it, but they're, and at the same time, the hypocrisy is that their Obama-appointed judges aren't allowing it. In other words, democratically based judges aren't doing it. So that's just a stupid show that they're trying to do. Today, I've officially and formally submitted a resolution to prohibit stock trading for members. Yeah, Anna Paulina and MTG did. Illegal aliens should not be allowed to live in HUD housing. I fucking totally agree. I mean, there's a line. There's millions of people that are waiting for HUD, and they're giving it to people that just came in. There's somebody out there that was born and raised here, probably Hispanic, waiting in line and can't get HUD housing. Isn't that crazy? But a guy that gets here, or family or whoever gets here just 2 days ago, can get in no problem. What a slap in the face for all those people that are still trying to become American citizens through the citizenship system. The whole thing is fucking crazy. Tom Renz, the CDC is a perfect example of how absolutely inept government scientists can be. These are the same people that told us social distance and masks would be useful for COVID. We pay for this. Yeah, so they go out there, they're getting fired and canned. There's a big celebration. All the great cameras and media's out there, right, supporting these people. Most of these people are fucking crisis actors lined up, we all know most of them are being paid. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, this is good. I have to show this every time I see it. I probably had it up on here a few times. Disclosure TV just in. U.S. District Judge Robin Rosenberg rejects Department of Justice bid to unseal Epstein grand jury transcripts from the Florida probe Reuters. Oh, what's this little part? What is this? Wait, let me make that bigger. See if I can make that bigger so you can see it. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Yeah, there. Well, not that big. A little bigger here. Robin Rosenberg is married to Michael McAuliffe. Who is he? Oh, just the former Florida state attorney from Palm Beach County in 2008. The same time and place Jeffrey Epstein got a sweetheart plea deal for abusing minors. Oh, oh, wow. Do you think that's a contradiction of terms, or do you think there's a little bit of... Again, who is he? Oh, just the former Florida state attorney for Palm Beach County in 2008. The same time and place Jeffrey Epstein got a sweetheart plea deal for abusing minors. He was a part of it. Let him go. And that's it's all correlated. It's all together. Oh, okay. Why not? This is disappearance control. So this guy printed this, and so this is kind of... Trump has vanished from public view. This hustle bitch, he's got some good stuff, but this is kind of weird. No events scheduled all weekend. Last public sighting, his cabinet meeting on Tuesday. True. He spoke about wanting to enter heaven. That's kind of interesting. Cameras caught bruising on his hands. Okay, that's true. J.D. Vance said he's ready to step in if tragedy strikes. That's kind of weird that he said that. Now President Trump has disappeared from the spotlight. Why aren't we being told? So this is kind of strange. And then I, of course, put it right here. Plus he's just met Bill Gates. I mean, if something horrific or something bad happened to him, and he just had a meeting with Bill Gates, bro, I hate to say this, but the people around you don't give they're fucking it's Letnick. I know it's Letnick. I just know that this fucking if you guys have seen the movie Glass, with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, and the first movie was great, where he's like a superhero or something, and he's like the villain, like breaks all the time or whatever. But Bruce Willis could walk around and kind of sense the people that were evil and bad and nasty and wrong. And I'm not saying everybody is, but in regards to Letnick, there's something about him. I know Adam Levine is the fucking asshole. I know that too. Trey Gowdy's kind of gives me the EBGB sometimes. But I just get that feeling from Howard Letnick. Like something in there is wrong. There's something there that needs to be kind of looked at a little further. Here you go. Reminder why Bill Gates funding solar and geoengineering research. There you go. Bill Gates is back to first high altitude extreme. This is what he wants to do. Here, watch this. This is us CNBC.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial.
How long will it be that countries keep experiencing these climate impacts before someone gets desperate and says, hey, we need to cool the planet with solar geoengineering?
It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from
I'm not going to go through this entire thing, but they're doing this now. And I haven't heard a fucking peep. MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene is sounding the alarm, but I'm not hearing a lot of stuff coming from a lot of politicians on the Hill, and I'm really concerned about it because this is happening now. I've seen it. You can ask me. Just comment if you think I'm wrong, but I have information, I have footage, I have go to geoengineering.com. What's his name? Dan Whittington. It's just the guys all over this, and a bunch of other people. Even Derek Bros and Burmas and Ryan Christian. A lot of people have talked about this. Jimmy Dore, of course, and a few others out there. 80 Polish Americans voted for Trump. All right. RFK 212. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is kind of weird. And I kind of mentioned this earlier. That let's just hear what they have to say. I want to see this.
Which is a vaccine that addresses the entire phylum of viruses. And so it's a vaccine that mimics natural immunity. And it is effective against any kind of mutation. So it doesn't drive the virus to mutate. And it could be effective. We believe it's going to be effective against not only coronaviruses, but also flu. And it's going to be a much safer and much more effective vaccine.
That's just when you think he's just about to get over that hump, he fucking steps on his own feet and falls back down the fucking hill. It's just ridiculous. I mean, come on, dude. Nobody fucking believes that shit. And you can tell by the way you're talking, you don't fucking believe it either. I can just hear it in his voice. He just doesn't feel like it's that. And I'm concerned of what's in this fucking thing. I want to see it. By the way, how many Amish kids have autism? None. How many Amish kids go to the doctor per year? How many do you think? What's the percentage of Amish children that, they don't do vaccines, they don't do medications, they've got things they've been using, remedies and holistic medicines they've been using for a long fucking time. Rare. Compared to other kids that are fully vaccinated, just stuffed with fucking crap by their parents. You got a little sniffle, get an antibiotic. Oh, you got a little cut, get an antibiotic. Oh, you got a bruise. Oh, fucking take medication. It's just fucking crazy. When I was a kid, I think I had an aspirin twice. Maybe. I don't remember ever really taking one. I took more ibuprofen in the Navy than I took anywhere, because that's all they give you. If you break something, take an ibuprofen. If you fucking feel sick, take an ibuprofen. If that's all they give you. Ibuprofen. But this is just ridiculous. There have been, just go back and look, and I've talked about this before. I think it was 1910, 1912, somewhere around there. The Flexner Report. When the Flexner Report was created, it was created by these rich-ass oligarchs that wanted to monopolize petroleum-based and other chemically-based products instead of using natural remedies or holistic remedies or even subconscious kind of, the kahunas and the shaman and just so many other people out there. Even Christians would, didn't Jesus heal with the hand? Anyway, what I'm saying is just fucking stupid. We're just going backwards if we start relying on this bullshit. Why not? Vaccines have been very good for stopping illnesses, just not those modern ones. Yeah, no. I'm not in it. RFK, according to CDC study, the abolish of the mortality from infection disease that took place during the first half of the 20th century had virtually nothing to do with vaccines. Okay. Yeah, so this is Dick. Dick believes in the media. Dick believes that the government is good. Dick wears the mask. Dick wants a vaccine. Don't be a dick. Exactly. Don't be. Oh, fuck it. That's a good one. I'm gonna keep that one. Good job. Good job, Pam. May 2020 natural immunity. Oh, what's going on here? This is
Increased risk of the natural immune system individuals having an adverse reaction to the vaccine.
Natural immunity is more robust than vaccine immunity. There's a study from the original SARS back in 2002. The people that survived that first SARS, they've looked at them 17 years later, and they showed robust immunity still to SARS-CoV-1 17 years later. Historically, we've always known that natural immunity tends to last a lifetime, i.e. the measles. Natural immunity will last a lifetime. So no, I don't believe there's any need to vaccinate someone who's already acquired natural immunity. And we need to remember natural immunity.
Yeah, it's just simple. Your body, and I'm going to go into the big picture here. Is I think we've been when you go, if you've been an athlete, right? If you've been an athlete, I've been an athlete, and I like golfing. And I can't do bowling because bowling just seems, I like to get drunk and bowl. Maybe that'd be fun. I don't know. I bowled before, and I think it's fun. But golfing's good. I mean, I would play softball at my age. I'm okay with that. There's people playing at my age. And I think I'd do pretty good. But here's the thing. When you're training, right? When you're training to be an athlete, and you're trying to get better at, or fine-tune, or hone in your craft or your gift or what you think you're good at, your body gets better. Your body gains muscle in the areas it's supposed to. And all of a sudden you're battling it better, and you're better at it, and you achieve new milestones in becoming an athlete. That's basically what, in my opinion, athleticism is that you're constantly striving for better performance. Perfect practice makes better performance. It doesn't make you perfect, just makes better performance and makes you more consistent. So, and this is what happens with your body. Your body, and the way it's made, this miracle, amazing mechanism, your human body is able to take a barrage of different diseases and different flus and different types of cuts and injuries and repair itself and get stronger after that, right? I mean, a broken bone is basically stronger after it heals. And this kind of happens with us. I mean, we're not as fragile as people want you to think they are. Like Big Pharma wants you to believe, especially the predator class that's trying to kill you, at least 2/3 of you, so they can hoard the rest for themselves. That's basically their goal. They don't need your money, they don't need your likes, they don't need your approval. They're fucking doing it right now. It's been happening for at least the past 4 or 5 years, and definitely the past decade or two. But you have to admit, the human body is fucking amazing. Now, what you put into that body, what you give it, what you strengthen it with, what you that's probably the worst thing I've drank. And I don't know, I might take a little sip of Dr. Pepper every once in a work. I might drink a half a cup. I might, because I like Dr. Pepper. And I might drink a beer like once every few months. It's not a real big thing these days. But that's probably the worst thing I've drank the most of in a long time. And I'll probably feel it tomorrow. But what I'm saying is, if you put in the right, top fuel dragsters. They call them top fuel dragsters because they use high octane fuel, and that engine just fucking, right, just burns. It just kicks ass. Whatever you put in your body, whether it's physical, substance, it has, you chew it or you slurp it or whatever the thing is, or if you, whatever you inhale, what do you put in your body, what your lungs get, what your stomach gets, what your eyes get, what your ears get, your orifices get, basically, right? Whatever you put in there, you get out. Now, when it comes to breeding, it's totally different. You're going to get something out of that, that's for sure. But what I'm saying is that's been us. That's been you for millions or hundreds of thousands of years, or however how long you think we've been here, thousands, whatever. But it's been an amazing, amazing, amazing gift for us to have such. I mean, there are athletes out there. I mean, I'm watching football now. College and pro football is back, and I'm watching these, and I'm just watching these guys, these beasts. I mean, I was there. I played D1 football. I redshirted, but I was there. I played up against these fucking dudes. They were. It's a whole nother level of training, a whole nother level of focus, a whole nother level, and it's just in level after level after level. And then when you get to pros, which I never made, you have to be at that performance level. You know, and your body gets to that, and it's just amazing. And I mean, I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about basketball. I'm talking about baseball. Water polo, for fuck's sakes. I tried playing water polo, and I'm a great swimmer. That's fucking tough. Water polo is probably one of the toughest fucking sports on the planet. I'm telling you right now. Soccer is tough. I mean, there's so many. Soccer is pretty fun too. And there's just so many sports out there. But the thing that I'm telling you, and I'm trying to tell you the most, is we don't need that shit. We don't need any of this shit. We don't need any of this. You think we do? No, we don't. We don't. I've come to the determination that there are some things that could probably help you, probably suppress the pain and certain things like that. But there are so many things out there that we could be using you should try it, that won't harm you, that don't have any side effects. I mean, I'm watching on YouTube, and then every other fucking video I'm watching some commercial about this is the stuff you want to take because it'll help you with your psoriasis, it'll help you with your this, and it'll help you with that. And then right immediately it goes in, but it may cause serious convulsions, or it may cause sickness or heart murmurs, or it may cause sickness or vomiting, or if you have a seizure, or if you have a heart attack, call your doctor. You know, whatever. All this shit's just crazy. I mean, they project and say that it's going to help you and not heal you, because it won't heal. It'll just make it a little better, whatever the fuck you're going through. But then at the same time, it's telling you it's going to fucking basically destroy your body. And that's all it is. That's all that shit is. It's been that way for a long time. And I'm not just talking about medications. I'm not just talking about vaccines. I am talking about the foods we eat. There are foods you can eat. I mean, I remember, like I was saying, I've told this story many times. My grandfather had an avocado ranch. We had plums, apples, pears, kiwi, tons of avocados, because we had 6 acres of avocados for 29 years. And I remember eating this fruit, whether it was mine or the Andersons across the street, or Mort down the way, who lived in a dome and was a really good farmer, who had yaks, by the way. He had llamas. That's what he had, a bunch of llamas. It was fucking awesome. But the food itself, when you bit into the grapes that we grew, you know, or the peaches that we made, or the pears and the apples, they were so tasty. They just, so much substance. They were just so, God, I mean, you just, saliva, just, the glands would just explode. And I'm telling you, that's rare these days. It just seems things are so bland. Things are so tasteless. You know, and Bill Gates has this new coating he wants to put on fruit or whatever, which is, we've already known, and they tested it, it's extremely poisonous, but for some reason this guy's able to fucking make this shit. You know, fake meat and fake chicken and fake fish and fake this and fake that. That is just, your body's just like, what the fuck is this shit? You think your body's going to process it and digest this and use its nutrients like it would normally, that it's been doing for thousands? Of course not. Thousands and thousands of years, your body has used certain types of textures and molecules and how the things are organized when it hits your system and your liver and your and the lining of your stomach and how it digests. All this stuff is, we're going big pharma, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. I mean, just all these fuckers. Merck. I mean, you just name everything fucking out there that produces some kind of medication, and you're fucked. I mean, I've heard at work from people, well, I'm taking this and I'm taking that. And I go, dude, you look like it. I want to say that to all those people. Because when they tell me, oh, I take this and I take this, yeah, I can fucking tell. I can tell that you're fucked up. I can totally fucking tell by the way you act, by the way you think, by the way you behave, that you don't have the fucking energy, you don't have the perk, you just seem like you're just constantly, like you're withering away. And that's what this shit is made for. That's all it's made for. Right? And it's just so fucking apparent, and we've got to get away from this. We're going backwards. We're going back. We're totally going backwards. All right, let's get into this one. But that's basically my point with that. All right, I got to go back to this one that I saw. And it had to do, and I'm going to go with that. But I am concerned about, oh, wait, let me go back. Shit, I got to get, where the fuck is Trump, and what is he talking about? Where is he? So this was done 3 days ago. That's 3 days ago. That's 3 days ago. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. I'm on True Social. Let me get to True. Yeah, here it is. Let me make sure you can see it. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. And that's it. All I see is 3 days ago. He hasn't posted anything in 3 fucking days. All right, well, maybe let me refresh. Maybe there's something new. You never know. I could be wrong. It happens. All right, we're gonna go to Trump. See if anything's in here. Donald Trump, social, Ryan Fournier. Okay, 1 hour ago. True Social. Nope, that's not him. Ronnie Jackson talking about other things. This isn't really him talking though. True Sources 2 hours ago. Mark Levine is a fucking asshole. Fuck Mark. He's a piece of shit. I'm gonna say that. Uh, 2 hours ago, Hannity put something up about him. Nothing yet. 2 hours ago, Kanye West, Trump's steamrolling Democrats, but it wasn't an interview. I don't think. Let me just check. Open. No, let's see what happens. Was that recent?
Well, welcome back to Fox. Or carjack is zero because there's a market deal. Join him. And it's about time to get on the right side of 80, 20, 90, 10 issues.
2 hours ago. 2 hours ago. Oh, here's some. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. A big year ahead for the U.S. Maybe the best ever. If the tariffs are finally approved by the courts, President Donald J. Trump. Voter ID must be part of every single vote. Absolutely. I fully agree. No exceptions. I will be doing an executive order that will end also no mail-in voting except for those that are very ill and far away like military. Makes sense. Use paper ballots only. President Trump. Absolutely. Russia hoax. Shocking details. That's just got worse for the Demoncrats. 2 hours ago, blue slips need to go. Bad for the Republican Party and our country. Whoa, interesting. The Russia hoax. Trump will not be around. Grassley reveals Dems plotted to remove Trump. Yep, that's true. 3 hours ago, Trump was right about everything. He's pretty fucking spot on most of the time. 3 hours ago.
Consumer confidence is surging. Blue-collar wages are rising rapidly.
Wages are rising. Inflation is...
That wasn't recent.
Listen to the sun, praising our leaders. We're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever young. Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat. Sooner or later they all will be gone. Why don't they stay young?
I've done well, that's true. And maybe he's still around. Yeah. Breaking. This is illegal. Trump cannot unitary ban. Yeah, he can. Voter ID. Fuck off. This guy. He's just a paid crisis actor. This Brian Crazen. I brought him up before, shithead. Why would a person keep changing his name? Born as James Donald Bowen, grew up in the James Donald family, changed middle name to David, changed name again to Jimmy Hamill, changed name to David Vance 2 years ago when he married his wife. Okay. That is kind of weird. I'm not... J.D. Vance, I don't know, man. I don't think it mattered who Trump picked. Honestly, I don't think it fucking mattered at all. I don't care. Anybody, you could have picked anybody and everybody still, 77 million people still would have fucking voted for him. That's all I'm saying. He's just lucky he got the fucking call, to be honest with you. Oh, God. Meet Illinois' Democrat Governor J.B. Fitzer, cousin Jennifer Fitzer, a billionaire who's donated millions to organizations promoting trans issues, including a recent $500 grant to establish a gender identity clinic at a Lurie Children's Hospital. This is a guy. This is Fitzer's brother? Oh my God. This is just fucking insane. No, it's not funny. No, it's not fucking cute. It's not. It's just fucking insanity. Look, if you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to be bisexual, be bisexual. If you want to fucking be, whatever you want to do. But this is beyond a joke now. It's just sickening just to watch. It's sickening. You know, what the fuck is this? Activists given 2 years in prison for throwing soap on a 90 million Van Gogh painting. Do you think the sentence fits the crime? No. She needs to be in jail longer. A Van Gogh painting, I would fucking be pissed. The olive oil industry is lying to you. Yeah, because they suck too. Most bottles are fake, spiked with seed oils that ruin testosterone. That health food on your shelf, it's wrecking your hormones and energy. It's true. I'm telling you that. I've told you that. Bernie Sanders is a fucking piece of shit. Look at him fighting for Big Pharma. The Big Pharma bitch. What a fucking bitch. That guy has turned into such a bitch. Alright, where are we at here? Same people who villainize Dr. Anthony Fauci, an actual doctor. Oh my God. Can I laugh at this? I've got to fucking laugh at this. There's just so many idiots on fucking Facebook. It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. I want to watch this though. And I only put this out the other day. He's a Christian Republican in a sense. But let me just, turn the volume up and start over. I want to make sure. Refresh this. I just fucking did.
House again talking to Trump, and I'm going to tell you why that actually matters. So according to reports, Bill Gates met with Trump at the White House to talk about the importance of U.S. global health programs and research. And Gates said they had quite an intriguing dinner. Now most people would say, well, it's just a meeting, it doesn't really mean anything, until you see the evidence of what happened when they met in Trump's first term. Similar thing, the press reported on it, and Bill Gates said Trump is super interested in a universal flu vaccine. This was in 2018. He also said that Trump offered him a White House position, which he declined, and I've never seen a single journalist ask the question to Trump, did you try to hire Bill Gates to the White House? Because if a journalist and a reporter actually asked that question, it would break the fake left-right paradigm, which they designed to keep you running in circles like animals. But anyway, did this meeting go nowhere? Well, it doesn't really seem like it, because 6 months before the lockdown in 2019 September, Donald Trump passed an executive order modernizing influenza vaccines in the United States to promote national security and public health. If you read the executive order, it establishes a national influenza vaccine task force. Remember the name task force during the lockdown? It said that the order direct actions to reduce the United States' reliance on egg-based influenza vaccine production, to expand domestic capacity of alternative methods that allow more agile and rapid responses to emerging viruses. And it brought together the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Veteran Affairs, the Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the CDC, the NIH, and gave them powers to expand it even further. So when Trump recently said that Operation Warp Speed was a huge success and it was basically a military operation, isn't it interesting that similar language was in a 2019 executive order that just so happened to match what Bill Gates said they talked about in a 2018 meeting? But unfortunately on the right, we don't have a lot of journalists and news analysts. We have a lot of professional butt sniffers, coattail riders, and desperate man babies who would probably lick dirt off Donald Trump's shoes in order to get an invite to a Mar-a-Lago Christmas meeting. So while Trump is meeting with Bill Gates, he's posting stuff like this on his Instagram. Trump was right about everything, in order to brainwash his base into complete submission. It's hard to talk about this stuff because people on the left who hate Trump, they haven't made sense in 10 years and they don't seem to do any actual good reporting. They just cry and make weird talking points. And then on the right, it seems like there's millions of people who think that he's actually fixing and saving the country, when in reality, although he is doing some good stuff, he's constantly showing his true colors as a false opposition Judas goat who nobody on his side ever challenges with any sort of meaningful reporting. Now, a lot of people will point to the connections that Bill Gates and Donald Trump have to Jeffrey Epstein, but I'm sure that's besides the point. Let me know what you think in the comment section. God bless you. Have a good day, and share this video. Try to wake somebody up. Uh-oh, folks. Bill Gates.
Yeah, it's a tough one for people to take. I get it. You have to understand the perspective here, right? When you join a cool group thinking it's about memes, but it's just a bunch of lonely, horny, nymphomaniac cougars. Look at that. Oh my God, that looks scary. That just, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would jump in there. Oh, I would jump in there. I would jump in there for sure. I hate when that happens. Ah, Daniel, she's so cute. She's so cute. Daniel St. John. Danielle St. John. Alright, what else we got here? Don't have to be skinny to be beautiful. Beautiful size. Okay. Look, I like big girls. I don't like skinny, bony chicks. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. I'm going to jump over here because I think I wonder if anybody's watching on Monotalk. Not many people go to that because it's a group page. But I did post some stuff on there. There I am right there. Why did Trump meet with Bill Gates had an effect on some piece of shit like that? Yeah. Should I share that? Can I share it? I don't know if that's shareable. I'll just see if that makes a difference. There's the thing. Want to talk tonight? Where's Trump? Orbs. Oh, I gotta go to the Orbs. God damn it. Sorry about that. Okay. I'll do the Orbs and then I'm out. Where are the Orbs? You know, Bernie Sanders, if he's elected, will be like 86 years old. Or 87, if he's... whatever. Dan Bonadingo. It's coming up. Cameras. Oh, here, right here. This is kind of weird. I gotta play this. Hang on. This isn't... let's turn up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Our job here at the Pentagon, when you think about it, is to prepare for the threats of the future and build a force to match them and defeat them. Prepare for the threats of the future and build a force to match them and defeat them and outpace them. And there's no doubt that the threats we face today from hostile drones grow by the day. Emerging technologies, we see it in battlefields in far-flung places, and we see it on our own border. In small unmanned aerial systems, UAS, can serve to target and bring harm on our warfighters, our people, our bases, and frankly, the sovereignty of our national airspace. And that's why today I'm directing the Secretary of the Army to formally establish the Joint Interagency Task Force 401, or JIATF 401. It's a new unified team that's going to bring together our best talent from all our agencies to counter these threats and restore control of our skies. It's called Counter UAS, Counter Unmanned Aerial Systems, and America will be the best at it. Here at the Pentagon, we're moving fast, cutting through bureaucracy, consolidating resources, and empowering this task force with the utmost authority to outpace our adversaries. We're delivering real solutions, ensuring that American airspace remains secure, both here at home for the American people, but also abroad, anywhere troops are stationed. They deserve to be defended by the best. It's going to put the right tools in the hands of our warfighters, defend that sovereignty, and send a clear message to the world that the United States will never be outmatched. Because make no mistake, under this administration and President Trump's leadership, we're going to out-innovate, we're going to lead, and we will win. So thank you for your attention to this matter, and God bless our troops.
All right, so those are the orbs he's talking about. People are talking about they're going to be out, I guess. They won't land. They cut down all the trees and they blame the cows for farting. These are all the aliens just fucking laughing at us. God damn, it's crazy. Isn't that funny? That's fucking. I want to keep that one. Culture war sounds about right. Skynet firewall, pretty much. The Project Bluebeam, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know about that. Alliance King. Jews are getting ready to start their attack against the American people. They're discussing their attack. Yeah, Auschwitz Nazism. It's out there. That's all I have to say. Oh, look, there's a... Oh, yeah. This is good. Yeah? What? What's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, it's funny. Project is dead and buried. It may be another program, but not Bluebeam, which was intended to make people believe in the return of Christ and the rapture's elect. Yeah, that's what it was. Bluebeam. This isn't a Bluebeam thing. And people are trying to... it's just the TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome is just rabid everywhere. Well, this should be interesting. You don't even need to go to the movies. This is free entertainment. You need to establish offensive rules, engagement. Don't just point them out, shoot them down with extreme prejudice. Every American really under attack, but don't blame UFOs. Russia has... No, it's not Russia. The Demoncrats are our greatest threat. I'm just going to say that right now. Okay, I'm gonna kind of say, I'm gonna let them know. The greatest threat to this country is internal. greatest threat to our country is the internal deep state consisting of Demoncrats and Republicans of the global predator class. That's it. It's going to take at least a year, about a year and a half to get rid of all these fuckers. But that's what I'm putting, and I'm sticking to it. That's the greatest threat. It's internal. It's always within. The only way the strong... This is... It's a historical fact. Right? It's a historical fact that great countries are usually taken down by high position political figures or military figures within its own country. Somebody turns, somebody gets corrupted, somebody, and the Demoncrats have shown their hand of being that for a long time. It's just who's going to stay in that deep state duopoly thing that, or basically the reason why Tucker Carlson got fired. It wasn't because of anything, he was just exposing the deep state. Nobody liked that. But that's pretty much it from there. I don't see Trump really saying anything or being on anywhere, so I am still concerned. Just letting you know, I don't see him out and about, cutting jokes and making fucking Democrats look like idiots constantly. So I'm wondering where the guy's at. I still haven't really seen him. I've seen a couple of tweets, but I'm a little concerned. Plus, I'm also concerned that Bill Gates just met with him. That was probably a very, 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 very bad mistake for him to do that. Other than that, I want to say aloha to everybody for being here. I had like 80-something views on my last one, so that's kind of weird. And I'm glad people are paying attention. Jordan's always here. Thank you, Jordan, for always being around. Aloha to everybody. Mahalo, nui, aloha. Take care, you guys. Be safe. And